What's up, everyone? It's the Scripted Legend bringing out another YouTube video. Got a new mic and I wanted to cover the Solidity finance audit. Without further ado, let's hop on into it. So the EverGrowCoin audit report summary. EverGrowCoin is a new token with liquidity adds and buyback system for burning supply notes on the contract. The total supply of the token is 1 quadrillion EGC. No mint or burn functions are present beyond deployment, though the circulating supply can be reduced by tokens to the 0x dead address if desired. At the time of writing this report, 51.2% of the total supply has been sent to the burn address. The top holder owns 5.1% of total supply. 5% of the total supply is stored in an unverified contract. The next 5 holders own a cumulative 4.57% of the total supply. 0.74% of the total supply is in PancakeSwap liquidity. Of that liquidity, 71.37% of the LP tokens are locked in a token locking contract that will vest to the team on October 30th, 2022. So that's happening in 2 days. 26.91% of the LP tokens are stored in an ERC-1967 proxy contract. This contract was out of scope for the audit. There is a tax fee charged on each transaction that gets scored in the contract balance. Fees can be increased during a sale to PancakeSwap up to a value proportional to the time left in the buyback multiplier period, if any. Once a threshold value of tokens in the contract balance is met, a portion of the contract balance is swapped for BNB and distributed as dividends, and another portion is sent to the marketing wallet, which is controlled by the team. Liquidity adds are funded by selling half of the tokens allocated to funding liquidity, pairing the received BNB with the token and adding it as liquidity to the BNB pair. The newly created LP are sent to an address controlled by the team. The team is responsible for locking these newly acquired LP tokens. If the auto buyback functionality is enabled and the amount of BNB in the contract reaches the auto buyback threshold value determined by the owner, the BNB will be swapped for EGC and sent to the burn address, which is an important point. They wonder what actually happens to the tokens that are being bought. But they're just being swapped for EGC, and then those tokens that are bought with the auto buyback system are just being sent to the burn address. Any user that holds any amount of EGC tokens are eligible to claim dividends once the amount of dividends they are due reaches a minimum threshold value determined by the team. Once dividends are distributed, they will need to be claimed. Claiming happens automatically on each transfer. Dividend rewards can also be claimed manually by kicking off the claim cycle, which will process all eligible tokens holders. Alternatively, a user can manually claim dividends as an individual. There is a wait time between claiming dividend rewards. Claimed dividend rewards are sent to the user's wallet address. This next portion we're going to be talking about is the ownership controls. The owner can assign multiple addresses to an authorized role. The assigned addresses have access to specific functions in the contract. Any authorized address is able to set the total fees charged on transactions to any value up to 25% at any time. So the taxes that we will receive will not exceed 25%. The ownership are not allowed to do that. Any authorized address is able to set the percentage of the fees allocated to any fund, liquidity, marketing, buyback, dividends at any time. Any authorized address is able to exclude any address from dividends at any time. Any authorized address is able to update the minimum threshold value of rewards needed that determines when a user can claim their dividends. Any authorized address is able to set a maximum transaction limit, which is enforced during sale transaction to PancakeSwap. Any authorized address can also exclude amounts from this maximum transaction limit. Any authorized address is able to automatically trigger a buyback at any time. Any authorized address is able to set or disable the buyback fee multiplier at any time. They are also able to disable the auto buyback system and sets any threshold BNB value to trigger a buyback. They can also disable the automatic liquidity adds at any time and set any threshold value related to it. Can update the dividend distributor and pancake swap router contract at any time. Update the maximum amount of gas used for the processing to a value up to 750,000 at any time. To update the amount of time a user must wait between claiming dividends to any value at any time, and toggle the swap and liquefy functionality at any time. And this last piece we'll be following is the audit findings summary. No security threats from outside attackers were identified. Buyback functionality may be susceptible to front running. The team must monitor, and if suspicious activity is detected, the team must disable the buyback system. Please ensure trust in the team prior to investing, as they have substantial control in the ecosystem. The date of this is October 13th, 2021. And the test went as follows. Arbitrary storage right, pass. Arbitrary jump, pass. Delegate call to untrusted contract, pass. Dependence on predictable variables, pass. Deprecated opcodes, pass. Ether thief, pass. Exceptions, passed. External calls, passed. Integer over and underflow, pass. Multiple sends, pass. Suicide, pass. State change, external calls, pass. Unchecked retvol, pass. User supplied assertion, pass. Critical solidity complier, pass. Overall contract safety, pass. So everything's been is a pass, but as they stated, these guys have a lot of control on the functionality. I'll say it again. Buyback functionality must be susceptible to front running. The team must monitor, and if suspicious activity is detected, the team must disable the buyback system. Please ensure trust in team prior to investing, as they have substantial control in the ecosystem, as I stated in the ownership controls. I didn't say anything then because I saw that later on they was going to say something about that. But that is interesting, but we've also seen that happen, as we saw them take money from the marketing pool, or the marketing tax and the buyback tax, and put it all to liquidity for these 2 weeks to strengthen the liquidity of the EverGrowCoin token and the price, also building some stability. But that is the audit report. There's some other stuff that are in here as well as inheritance chart. This is some programming stuff that basically Safe Math, EverGrow, IDX Factory, IDX Router, and Dividend Distributor are all parent classes. IBEP20 and Auth are children classes to the EverGrow, and iDividend Distributor is a child class to the Dividend Distributor class. And then when we look at the function graph, internal, external calls, boom, boom, boom. If y'all like to pause the video and check it out and read it just so that y'all can have a better grasp on it, y'all can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to be sliding through. And then the functions overview, not too much to go over there either. I want to voice my appreciation for y'all watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and make sure y'all subscribe for more and more content. This is the Scripted Legend signing out. Peace.